out of old shirts. Okay, for this you'll need T-shirt, old shirts, some tape, a ruler is recommended, some kind of marker, and then some scissors. So, yay. Okay, so the first step is take your T-shirt and cut off your sleeves, but don't cut any of the neck.
This one doesn't really have much sleeve.
Yeah, so on yours, you can leave it like that and you can cut your neck because you probably want a bigger hole. On mine, I can still cut my neck. I just don't want to cut all the way, like right here, because then I would have very small handles. So we're just gonna cut.
And what if we had long sleeve shirt?
For a long sleeve shirt, you would still cut them off. The sleeves off. I did a long sleeve shirt earlier, and you have your sleeves left still.
Right, sure.
And so you can experiment with these on what you could do to use these, but I realized you could cut them and have like a doll skirt for like 18-inch dolls.
Cool.
So again, if you want your hole to be bigger, then you just cut the neck. And your sides don't have to be exactly the same. Okay, I'm gonna cut mine.
So that makes an opening.
And then the sleeve
Probably
parts.
16 to 18 inches wide.
The sleeve parts are your handles. And I'm gonna cut my neck just a bit, but. And you don't need to cut like a whole bunch of neck off, otherwise it's gonna be really, like, even cutting off a little bit of neck makes a big difference.
Well, and it seems to be that the seam that's around the neck is what makes the hole restricted. So if you cut that away, then the rest of this material spreads pretty easily.
Oof, I just cut through one of my pom-poms. That looks like a half pom-pom. So this is what mine looks like so far. And there's no sewing needed in this. So if you're like me and you don't have time to learn how to sew, this is good. So we're going to take our tape. And this part's really up to you. We're going to take our tape. I said tape and grab the ruler. We're going to take our tape. And this part's up to you. But I like to do maybe like 2 or 3 inches up. And you go to that spot, you put the tape. Well, the tape is like optional, you don't need it, but I like to use it. And you put it down. And then you can, so yeah, let's do that. And then I'll tell you the next step. So 3 inches up. You can always change that measurement. Find the 3 inches. Okay, found it. So if you wanted shorter fringe things, then you could use like 2 inches or something. And so we're gonna put the tape on. 3 inches. Oops, I ripped it. Oopsie daisies. Yeah, it goes across. Okay. If you don't want the fringe on the outside, then what you do is you flip the shirt inside out. Then you put the tape, and then you do like the rest like that, and then at the end you flip it the other way. So you don't have to see the fringe. But I'm fine with the fringe.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna take our Sharpie. This part is also optional, but it helps me. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do about like 1.5 inches for the width. So you're just gonna mark every 1.5 inches on here, and often rulers are about somewhere near 1 inch, and it doesn't have to be like with the height of how far the tape is up. You can change your measurements to change the sizes. But don't make them too small, because then you won't be able to tie them. So I'm just making my lines. All the way down the shirt. Okay, so that got a little messy towards the end, but that's okay. They don't all have to be the same size. I like mine same size. So we both drew our lines, and now we're going to cut. So the first cut you have to do, well, you'll do this on the other end too when you get there, but you have to cut the sides of the shirt in half. Don't go all the way up, but go to where your tape mark is.
So cut the seam.
Uh-huh.
And go up to the bottom of the tape or the middle of the tape? Okay.
Well, it depends on how you were visioning it when you put your tape on.
Probably just be consistent. So if you cut it up to the middle, then always cut it.
And so for that one, you didn't have to make 2 cuts, but for the rest, you're just going to cut through up to the line. And so you'll have...
So cutting on every line?
Uh-huh. That sounds so weird.
In front and back, or just front?
You front and back. Because we're going to need to tie the front and back together. So, now that we have it all cut at the bottom, we are going to tie. This is the part that definitely takes the longest. And you want to do double knots, not shoelace double knots, but you want to do like a normal normal knot, and then you want to do that again. And make sure you don't pull too tight, because that could it could make the bottom of your shirt really scrunched up.
But we're tying one to the opposite knot. We're not tying.
We're tying the front to the back. The shirts we're using have a curve to them, so the ones at the ends are shorter than the ones in the middle.
I don't think in the couple bags we have like this already, I haven't had any trouble with losing anything through the bottom.
Don't put anything really small, because there are spaces in between your knots, so it might slip out. But like, you could use this for carrying water bottles, for like grocery shopping. You could use it for if you were going to like a sleepover or a play date and you needed to bring some stuff. Anything.
I think I'm good.
You tied them all?
Yeah.
Oh. And then at that point, if you didn't want the design on the outside, or you didn't want the fringe on the outside, you could just turn your bag inside out, and then you have a bag with no fringe and no design.
I think I would recommend leaving it on the outside. Otherwise, small little objects and stuff might get caught in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to take these and
take what?
continue to tie them. Just any longer loose ends, just tie them up. That will minimize what's hanging off, but also just...
If you don't care what's hanging off, you don't need to tie the loose ends though. This is probably one of the most important parts because if you didn't tie the ends, your stuff would just fall right through.
Right, like your eggs.
Stop.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So his is done. And that's how to make recycled bags.
Yeah, so just to show you an example, we put some objects in this one and it seems to hold...
Yeah, and you can see there are some little tiny pieces like sticking out. But
tiny ones, but it's holding a couple objects from the store. And so, and these are kid shirts, so if you made ones with adult shirts,
it would be
they're going to probably be more like the recyclable bags you might have at the store. So just an easy way to repurpose some shirts you might have lying around that aren't getting used. And that way you can keep a bunch of these in your car, so when you make trips that you're not expected to the store, you can easily have bags to use.
Or you could use them for anything else, of course. Yay.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.